Okay, mic test one. Okay, what's going on, guys? Good morning. This is Saul with Southwest Irrigation DIY. Today's video is just going to be showing you guys replacing the main line for the irrigation for the front yard only. So let me just show you exactly what we're going to get done today. We're just going to be, like I said, replacing the main line, which goes through the front yard underneath the driveway there, and this is pretty much it. So right along here is probably where the main line comes from. So it goes like that, right? Comes like this, probably sleeve right there somewhere underneath the driveway. Sleeve comes out this way, and then we're just going to be replacing the main line all along through here. Probably end it this way, right over here, and we're going to be adding hooking lines into the main line to run the emitter lines. This stuff right here at the base of every plant. So there's only like 10 plants for the front yard, and that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to get started. Here we go. Mic test. Good. Okay, so these guys got a leak right here. YouTube. So these guys here, the reason why we're replacing the mainline irrigation is because they've got a ton of leaks. So the irrigation line is based off the standard poly tubing, which goes bad after about 10 or 15 years or so. And so when you make a repair, essentially the pipe can't handle the repair, so it'll break again. So that's why we're replacing the line. And so right here, we're at the driveway. So we'll put it right here. Yeah, you can tell by the moisture there's like mud there, right? So main line definitely goes underneath the driveway here. Most irrigation lines in the Southwest here, and this is the state of AZ, they always typically have the conduit right at the first break of the concrete, so the first seam, I guess. So typically right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the line this way, go on here, find it over here, and then just replace the line that way. Boom. Cool. Done deal. Okay, so we found the sleeve here, and I'm just gonna just show you real quickly. So as you saw in the video before, we were just picking and looking for it. So that's essentially what it looks like. So this is the standard irrigation polytubing for drip systems, essentially. And then here, that white pipe there, that's just the conduit. So the pipe that allows, that facilitates going underneath the driveway here, in case that in this situation where it's leaking already, you can make a quick repair by just splicing it on both sides, tying into the existing one, and then just running it through. Hopefully there isn't any rocks or any roots in there, so that makes it easier, but we'll probably just show you how to do it. So okay, before feeding the new pipe underneath the driveway using the conduit, you gotta like roll it out. So there's like an end, and the reason is it just makes it easier when you go to run it in. So when you feed it through, and let me show you what I mean. So you can see right there, I've pretty much rolled up the pipe, and it goes, it goes right along there. And so, and the reason why I do that, or why you should do that, is just because it makes it easier when you feed it through, because this pipe here naturally, when it gets cold, it just tends to harden, and so it coils up really easily, and then the pipe just kind of tangles itself. So it's just kind of a good idea to just kind of roll it out and then feed it through, and we'll put that next. We're gonna cut off the top part here. It's got a little kink to it. Stuck. Good. Okay. Good? Good. Okay, what's up? What do you need help with? Is that for me or what? Yeah, it's really hard.
that shit numbs my fingers, bro.
Huh?
It numbs my fingers.
When you're doing this, highly consider getting knee pads. I'm gonna probably go get mine now. Nothing. So I'm not really sure what the layout is right now for these, but since we're gonna do a backyard and a front yard, we'll just do this guy here, which is facing towards the backyard, and then this one that's closer to the front yard will be the front yard. So that's what we'll do. So when it comes to wiring, it won't really matter because we can pick and choose exactly which wires. So regardless of whether this one's blue now or red, or this one's blue and red, you know, we'll change them when it comes to the timer. So we can do whatever we want here, and then we'll just make sure that the front yard is station 1 and then the backyard is station 2. So cool. As you just saw right now, I was able to remove this entire valve by just taking off the solenoid, because I have enough room down here to remove it to make a full, you know, turn. But sometimes, let's say for whatever reason you can't, let's say that there's pavers, there's like brakes underneath to kind of keep the integrity of everything, and you can't take it off, you're gonna have to probably remove this guy if you have it, and then the top piece. But even then, if you have like a flow control like this one, in this case this one didn't have it and there's no way to remove this, you're gonna have to take off the top piece of the valve if you just use a screw, like an impact driver, to be able to remove these guys, just like this. It's probably a good idea to clear out the mud in there. Okay, so we've taken out the screws, we can take out the top, and because we're going to put our new valve in, it doesn't really matter where this stuff goes, but if you wanted to just rebuild this, you just make sure that you don't lose anything. So in this case, you want to have all 8 screws for this one. This here is a 2500 Irrigation, so all 8 screws, and keep that. Want to keep the solenoid lever. If you want, you can keep this guy here, it's just the flow control knob. And as you saw right now in the video, there's a spring that sits between the diaphragm and the top piece of the valve. Save that guy, and then you just make sure that you remove this diaphragm here, That's what you're going to be replacing to rebuild. And then you got this retainer ring right here, which most cases it comes off. Sometimes you might want to leave it though, because if you put a new one on there, it won't go in. So, and then from there, there's like on these 2500s, there is a little tiny O-ring right there that sits right in there, and it's right where the solenoid kind of sits. If you have this missing, it'll leak when you kick on the water, the main irrigation line. But with that being the case now, so I've removed it. Now I got enough room. Give this a turn. And sometimes you may want to hold the manifold so as to not crack it or compromise it. I didn't have to do that, but for demonstration purposes. Boom, good to go. Time to put in new valves. We're gonna kick on the water to see if it valves hold. Now we're gonna inspect for any leaks. So typically the leaks would happen, if there was a leak, it would be in the inlet side, so back here where the underneath here where the threading is at. So typically you're just looking for any, because there's water now, where I'm just looking for any drops that trigger the a leak or whatever. In this case, I haven't seen anything. I can put my finger under here, double check. It's nice and dry. And this one, oh, this one's got a little bit of water, but it's probably from when I was cleaning these the threading here. So we'll just wait and see. Sweet. We're gonna flush real quick. Give me a second. Here he goes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Lines are Gucci.
What's going on, guys? Real quick, I just want to show the emitters that we put on there. So I didn't record, but what I went ahead and did was I snipped the lines off about an inch or two from where they were, and then I put the emitter, the flag. In this case, it's going to look something like this. So as you can see, before it was about, you know, whatever slack there was. I just snipped it about that big, not too much. And then we put the emitter on there, kicked on the system, and it works perfectly good. Cool. And then, yeah, so pretty much all we have to do left is clean this up, pick up all the trash, all the old lines that we took out, and then broom this up, make it clean, kind of give it a hose off and stuff and whatnot. Cool.